cool, you know? Pretty cool. Anyway.
I like clean for moving stuff, for rigging and moving characters in Comfy. It works very very well. It's called
It
clean.
does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried it. Wait, let me check on my new doc for a second.
Okay.
Julian, I don't know why I cannot access the chat from the web browser.
I think this is public. Everybody should be able to access. You know, at the bottom right, there's a little bubble icon. Actually, you can do Shift-C on your computer. That should open the chat. Yes, that works for me as well.
Okay, I'm coming from the laptop. Let me come back from the laptop.
You can also make sure that link gets shared in the DAO Discord as well.
Back. Okay, sorry. New dog in the house. She's still a little bit weak and unsure. So sometimes she needs some guidance and some help.
Unfortunately, she's in a home full of doggy love.
Yeah, so true. Yeah. Anyways, what's the agenda? You're the boss. What's the agenda? What are we doing?
All right. Well, now that we're live streaming, let's get going. So I thought it would be fun this meeting to kick off the year with a 2025 Wrapped. So we can go through some of the highlights of last year and some of the big wins and things that people were excited about. And so with that in mind, I think, Stella, you probably have a pretty good update of things. I saw the list that you shared. I don't know if you want to go through and pick some of those out or just go through all of them, whatever you feel like. Because
Sure.
CC's not here to run through hers, and I can go through the finance updates from Andrew after you're done.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so just a quick wrap from my end. We did participate in 2 successful Gitcoin campaigns, delivering us a little bit over 10K in funding. We established a good portion of the Unlock DAO guidelines. Actually, I want to say 80% is established, which is pretty good. They also come in a visual format, so they're easy to read and go through for people, I think. We designed a very working content contribution system with Charmworth. Now we're evolving it to be on incented. So it's just a trick. So, you know, just finished a first draft of a proposal for a 10-cycle streak within incented to get our contributions, I want to say, more guided, because right now people have just been submitting out of their own volition. That doesn't mean it's necessarily flowing into a dedicated marketing strategy that CC designed for us. So the idea is to use incentive to make it more dedicated and more guided in a way. So it really benefits the Unlock social accounts, because we have amazing people now with us. Lucent being one of them. Then there is Money. There is obviously Gosman. There is Soho, right? There's a lot of people who have been starting to contribute to this, and it seems like they're feeling good doing it. I feel good about doing it too. So we want to expand that experience. Chambers was a good start. Now we're trying our first thing with incentives. I'm probably hopping with. Ceci said it's a good idea, so I will be hopping on a call with Sven. To see how we can expand on that and how we can actually shape the program so it makes sense for also new people to join. So I designed the program in a way where it comes in an arc, so the content creators can basically start at point 0 and just explain what is Unlock, right? And then we move into like more personal stories. We move on to like fantasy use cases. So it's almost like every cycle has like its own challenge that comes with it, if that makes sense. So I think that's potentially pretty cool. Then anyway, that was the whole, contribution system. So it's working. That is great. People have been submitting stuff. But right now it's pretty bottlenecked for Sissy because Sissy has to go through every single submission and has to approve or correct it. With Incented, it would become more decentralized, meaning we as the community can decide what are our favorite contributions, right? Okay, so we have obviously very firmly established the regular DAO calls. I think no one ever wants to miss those again. The same goes for the very regular marketing and communications calls, really, shaping a good, I want to say a core and a wider team of social media contributors. We also have now Gosman actually delegating, or he has the delegation to manage the Twitter account, which is really cool. And Jonathan is now also taking care of, he wanted to have more responsibilities. So he's taking care of the TikTok aside from the LinkedIn account, which is also cool. And then we had several successful collaborations, with the Hex community, with Carrot Castle, with Crypto Sapiens, with Pizza DAO, with Burner Pro. By the way, the developer just sent me the iOS app to test, but I haven't done it yet. But it is testable. And since the Android one seems to work perfectly fine, I think this one is going to work perfectly fine too. And when I submitted the grant application with the Acronym Foundation, we also agreed, or part of that, of that package was that we would enter an official partnership with Digital Spenders Clubs in 2026. So potentially bringing Unlock more awareness that Unlock can be used to sell products, which I hope becomes a real thing, like physical products as well. Then, obviously actively reporting issues to the GitHub, but also just suggestions and community suggestions actively. I think we have a little bit of a backlog there, but nonetheless, it's all registered. And some of these things, I think, have also been covered. And then we're taking first steps for the merch store, which I would like to share a few more words on today. And we have integrated the Community One bot, which I think some people have been feeling a little bit frustrated about, and others have found it very helpful. So I think the camps are split in two. Some find it really, really helpful. And they're like, oh, thank God, I had this big thing and I wanted to resolve it very fast. But, no one was online. But the Community One bot was there and actually had the information I needed. So yippee-yay. And then there's other people who cursed the Community One bot and were like, shut up, please shut up. So I think it's basically split in two, but it's been doing, I think, overall a pretty good job. I would like to get back eventually to specifically the merch store at some point today, if that's possible. But otherwise, that's most of what comes from me. I know Sissy has exciting news, so maybe she can go next.
Yeah, I see that Will has his hand up. I don't know if he had a question about one of those updates. We'll pop to him and then we'll go to Cece.
I do. What's the UX been like on the admin side for Incented?
What the UX is like?
Yeah, as an admin running a campaign on Incented.
I have not yet run a campaign on Incented, so I don't really know how it feels from a user's view. But Trix has worked with Sven, so I will push this question off to him.
Yeah, well, I helped manage a campaign on Incentive for their first initial campaign. So it was kind of like a beta round, but I will say that Sven is highly committed to a positive UX, both for the end user as well as the administrator. So I would imagine that it's improved even since the time that I used it. But when I used it, it really was not a terrible UX. I mean, it is the early stages of the tool, so there's a lot of room for polish and workflow improvement. But in general, every feature that is currently live on Incented is in a very kind of logical workflow in the UX. So I would say that for how early of a tool it is, it's a pretty impressive UX.
Good information. And so you see this as a viable outlet for running marketing campaigns, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. I think that it is a really exciting platform for that. In my opinion, I'm really glad that the team is going that direction, because I know Sven pretty well, and I know the direction that he wants to build this protocol. And I think that Unlock partnering at this early stage can really help guide some of the early development of how he progresses from where he's at right now. And so our use cases, I think, will get more attention than we otherwise would from some of these other, like Charmverse, for example. A great platform, well established, been around for a long time, but it wasn't really something that we could put in a lot of like requests and customize to our own needs, other than the basic features that it had. Whereas Incented, we're going to be able to tell Sven, like, hey, this works, this doesn't work, this is what we want, and he's going to prioritize that if we're actively using his protocol and driving the use case.
Cool, good information. I'm going to push this out to the KF Media marketing team. Oh yeah, that's a new update for KF Media for 2026. We have a marketing team now.
Yay, congrats. All right. Well, Cece, do you want to take it away with your 2025 wrapped for the marketing stuff? Just kind of highlights whatever's top of mind and whatever other things are coming up you're currently, working on as well. Just kind of roll into that.
Yeah, sure. And GM to everyone. So good to see you again. It's been a long time. So really excited to hop now into 2026 with new energies and obviously trying to bring the best to Unlock and obviously also making it more visible. And I think we have made quite a good year on 2025 as we have been hitting all the channels that we have and trying to expose the most in each of those channels. And today at the marketing working group call, Stella was sharing some statistics of how, for example, YouTube channel has been growing, has been working, which is good because we want to showcase more about how to use Unlock, what are the tools, where you can find it, and these kind of calls that we have, the streams that we do, either for the marketing working group call or the DAO call, makes a really good impact into the whole content distribution that we have, because it also shows more of what we are doing in a daily basis and how people can engage and get up to date on what's been going on with the DAO and the activities that we are on. So that's good. Also, from the other channels, we are now gathering some data. We are trying to get it into a cohesive report about all the statistics, so we can have that ready for the next DAO call. And with that, have like a really great overview of each of the channels and how we can improve each channel. And in that, thanks to Stella for this collaboration proposal with Incented, because this 2025 at marketing, we have been having great collaborators on the writing, on each writing proposal. We have had great articles from Soho, from Gossman. There are new contributors also that are joining because of DevConnect, and they got like really excited on joining and get to contribute. So they are proposing some content too. which there we already have like 4 contributors, different contributors from different places and different communities, which is good because will also help us like spread the word in much more in many more communities that otherwise we wouldn't be able to. And then there is also content around, for example, some memes, as we have seen lately in December and November, and then some threads for X and maybe Farcaster. But we are lacking a little bit of video content, either for TikTok or shorts on YouTube. So Incentive will help us to bring that up. So I think it's like balancing out on how we will be managing the content contribution, but also the posting on each of the channels and growing each of them like a little bit more equally on both. So that's good. And now we are reestablishing some connections that we have had last year with, for example, as Estela said, Celo, and also some other campaigns that we had like a little pause because of the festivities and the holidays. So we are in the middle of the building for Metopia. And I think after the last feedback that I have given them, because they are building the whole site and the whole guides for people to join and learn what is Unlock and how they can use Unlock, and some kind of quizzes also that it's incorporated on that. So with that, I think we will be launching soon that campaign. So we are right now catching up with all these campaigns that we have been working in the backside in the last part of 2025 to be launched now on 2026. So we have Metopia incented, and hopefully we will have a little bit more with some other communities trying to get into Billions Network to see how that works too. I think could be a possibility, but let's see. You know, there is some exploration to do before that. So, but yeah, so 2025 has been a really good year. We have been going with many activities in the marketing side, and the one that it's still going is the Rams campaign, the Rise Up Morning Show, where we just recently had this live stream on Monday. And it went really, really well. People got really excited because they are, especially the Rams headquarters, let's say, which are Evan, Alex, and Will Watson. They are working for setting up a scholarship program for their community, so they can give their community the possibility to access to Web3 education just with these scholarships. So it's really nice, and they are using the memberships, unlocked memberships for that. So it's nice. It's going to work, and I think we are going to assess that in a week, how they are going on. And after that, we will have another live stream with them as to check out how it's been going and what else they need. And they also gave us some feedback too. So I think it's really good. It's a really good collaboration that we are having with them. And that would be it from the marketing side.
Awesome. Yeah, Stella, you have a addition?
Actually, the live stream was really cool. So in case you missed it, here's the episode to rewatch on YouTube. I think the great thing is that we can join them every time on TikTok. So inherently our TikTok account is growing, which is quite nice. I even earned us some coins, yo. People send, I think, about 400 coins to me. I was pretty impressed. Yeah, because right at the beginning of the stream, someone sent me like a galaxy. And since I'm in there with the unlock account, this goes to the unlock account. So we can spend that on advertisement, actually. Bye, Jill. Have a good evening. And then there's also, we are actually in active conversations finally with the marketing manager at Cello. Bye, Jill. Bye. And so we're probably going to launch a campaign with them in the near future as well, finally.
Awesome. Those are some great updates. I am super excited about everything the marketing group is working on. I think you guys are just killing it. I know it's a lot of work, especially going through the content. That's a lot of, it can be tedious, but super valuable. So yeah, thankfully we got CC, the all-star, running the show on that regard. So thank you, CC, for all your hard work in 2025. Looking forward to another great year in 2026. All right. Well, I'll run through a couple of updates from Andrew on the financial stuff. So first milestone that he had was the transfer of UP tokens to the 8 bond treasury to establish sustainable liquidity in collaboration with the Ichi vaults. So that was a big win for us from a financial perspective. It was a good usage of UP tokens, helping to keep liquidity active, so trading can continue with the Ichi vault. That is actually a source of revenue for the DAO, so very essential for us to continue supporting that. So that was a great achievement for us. Second milestone is reiterating the Rise Up Morning Show collaboration that CC mentioned. The influencer marketing is increasing token awareness to reach broader audiences. So that supports our first milestone as well. So we like that synergy. And also the marketing agency Ninja Promo, which was a very active part of last year, helping us get to where we're at with the marketing strategy and ecosystem positioning. So overall, that was a really effective, I believe. Yeah. Sorry, I just got a notice that someone was trying to get in. Oh, it's locked again. I thought I had unlocked it. Funny how that worked. Yeah, sorry, Danny, didn't mean to lock you out, but welcome back. So yeah, those are the updates from the financials. Other than just the general concept of the improvement of the budgeting, it's been a lot of effort from the Steward Council as a whole, and Andrew's really been working hard on managing the budget for us, which is a tedious, large amount of effort, which should not go unnoticed, even though the bean counting is sometimes the least exciting part of an organization. It is one of the most essentials. So having a good, healthy budget is a pretty significant achievement, in my opinion. So good work for all the Steward Council helping support that process. Yeah. And I don't know if Danny, if you wanted to pop up and give us some of your highlights from 2025 from technology and innovation, or talk about any of the things that you're currently working on, you have the opportunity to do so now. If you're not able to get on the mic, okay, that's all right. Understood. Appreciate you being here anyway. Yeah, does anybody else, I don't know if Julian or any of the other people in the call have any 2025 highlights they would like to bring up or a thing? Oh, Stella, you've got your hand up. You can go ahead.
I mean, the karaoke was pretty nice.
Yeah,
Julian's like, yeah, I missed that one. It was pretty nice. Yeah,
I mean, he
so
wasn't
maybe
there, but did he really miss it?
Yeah, I think he did.
Okay.
I'm just speaking for you. Sorry, you could just unmute and say it
No,
yourself.
I did miss it. But yeah, go ahead, finish, and then I'll say a few words.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I did some thinking, okay, and I know Julian probably also wants to touch this topic, but I think I can no longer continue as a steward for this year. It has several reasons. One is a reason that Julian will mention, I think, in a sec. But the other reasons are that I really need to get back to Alana. I've been neglecting my own project for the sake of Unlock for quite some time. And lucky me, I have so nice contributors over there that they have been pulling strings even without me. But some core things are missing. A product launch has been dragged out for far too long. We have not only the magazine coming up this year, which obviously is, sold through Unlock, obviously. But also we have, the AI, the creator AI that we're launching, the AI assistant, I should say, because it's not supposed to replace AI creators. We have, the boutique that is going to be launched, which is an immersive 3D virtual space that people can shop young designers and upcoming designers in. So there's a lot of things that really need attention, and that passion I've been putting for almost 2 years now into Unlock, and I really need to get back to my own project. And after Julian and I talked, it just, my mind for the holidays was really, like, I want to say, polluted with thoughts about this and figuring out what to do from here. And so I came to a resolution, which is I'm stepping down as steward. So much less, I want to say, time and effort investment, but I'm going to stay on as a contributor. So I'm snagging myself under Sissy, and I'm going to keep managing the blog. I'm going to keep posting on Farcaster. And I obviously I will see the integrations and collaborations too that I started, because it would be really sad now that they're on the way to just ditch them, right? That would be terrible. But yeah, I think this is where I am. So I wrote a little text that no one really read yet. If you want to see for yourself, you can read the full thought process of little Stella in the general chat of Unlock Discord. But yeah, so it's not me signing off on the Unlock community. It's just me moving back to my own project and putting that passion to where it should go. I think every founder can agree with me on this. Anyways, I'm in a good mood after I finally came to that conclusion and how to move on from here. And I also think, yeah, it's fine because we eventually need to fully decentralize, meaning stewards are the same as a lead steward. They're an interim solution until we can fully decentralize. And I'm so proud of us for all the cool things we actually managed to establish. Because, it's always easier to have something going right from the get-go and just elaborate on something that already exists. And it's really hard to integrate something like what we did, right? It's really hard to be fully centralized when it comes to the community aspect or the team aspect, and then go decentralized. And I think we've been making really good progress on that. And I'm really proud of it too. Okay, that's me.
Thanks, Stella. I appreciate you sharing that with us. And I am also very proud of the DAO and the community for all the hard work that they have done under your stewardship. So thank you for all of that amazing hard work and groundbreaking effort, by the way. So that is definitely something that you can hang your hat on as you continue back to Alana. But I am very excited that you can continue on as a contributor. It's one of the superpowers of a DAO, in my opinion, is that everyone can always be a contributor. You never have to stop. You don't have to have a job or a role or a paycheck to necessitate contributing, because the DAO will always reward valuable contributions. So anything that Stella does, even though she's not a steward, still falls under the rewards of every contributor that helps keep Unlock going. So to me, this is a good opportunity for Unlock to prove that it has progressed and decentralized and has a viable working incentive program for just any old contributor to come along and do something amazing and get rewarded for it. So I'm looking forward to seeing that happen in 2026, because no doubt Stella will be doing many, many things for Alana as well as Unlock. And as I said before, I'll repeat it here for everyone else that's here. I think the most important thing that we can all do as Unlock community members is have our own personal projects that we are stewarding and communities that we're building around ourselves, and using Unlock to accomplish this so that we can show the world how Unlock can be really a value add to anybody who's trying to organize a digital community. So kudos to Stella for, once again, leading the way and showing us how to be good leaders of our own projects and build community around ourselves everywhere we go. So with that, I think, Will, you had your hand up. I don't know if you wanted to say something about Stella, and then we'll pop to Julian.
No. Julian had his hand up first. By all means.
Okay.
So first of all, go ahead, Stella. First of all, I wanted to thank Stella for obviously her amazing leadership and patience and work over the last couple of years. I know this has not always been easy, and generally DAO life hasn't been easy over the last few months or years, even in the crypto space. Vitalik Buterin posted a couple things recently about the walkaway test, and I think we're going to test this with Stella. It's like, what happens when significant contributors walk away to the project, and I'm fairly confident that she's actually started a little spark here that's obviously going to keep being around, and I'm excited for this. You started asking Triggs about question about 2025. What are we grateful for? I was going to say all of you guys. Like, you pretty know at this point, but the 2025 year hasn't been a very easy year for me personally for a lot of different reasons. But one of them being that the Unlock Labs team kind of ran out of funding, and so couldn't actually keep working as much as we wanted to on the core Unlock protocol. As a founder, and Stella is lucky to be able to go back to her own project. This is obviously painful when you have to walk away, because you can't spend 100% of your time on this for many reasons. This has been rough, but seeing the DAO, seeing you guys, all of you, and a few others that are not here today, show up and do some work, do the work to maintain this and keep using and keep pushing for adoption, has obviously been extremely inspiring to me. In ways that make me feel proud of the work that I've done, but also proud of you guys in some way, of the work that you're doing, as like, okay, these guys get it. It's not about me. It's not about the founders. It's not about the core team. It's about the people that are using this and pushing it forward and further, and kind of, if they want, they can kind of scenario, and we don't have to force or do this. Obviously, a little bit pained because Stella moving on is also painful, but I definitely understand why she's doing this again, to go back to her own project, and I'm obviously very grateful for the work that she's done. I should be very clear, and I think a lot of you know already, but so far the Unlock Labs team or the Unlock Inc. Still had a little bit of money to fund the DAO. We're at a point where this is running out, and we won't be able to do that anymore in 2026, outside of maybe the first month. I promised Stella that we'll do this in January still, so we'll do this. And I think the main reason here is because we want to keep the servers up. The protocol itself is decentralized; it's on chain. Nobody can touch it, and doesn't need anything. But there is a bunch of things that need to exist for simplicity, and that includes, for example, the credit card processing. And we don't want to shut this down, so we need to keep the servers up. Stella was asking, how much does it cost to operate Unlock Inc. on a monthly basis? At this point, it's about $3,000 between the hosting providers, between the accountants, the bookkeepers, a couple other small things left and right. The other thing that you should know, and I think is good news or strange news, but we're probably going to shut down the foundation this year, the Unlock Labs Foundation, because it also costs a lot of money to operate from a legal perspective. Cayman Island, for example, takes $20,000 a year for nothing, which is really frustrating. In practice, the foundation was not able to actually do anything of value, and that's partly because the markets, partly because we didn't find investors. The good news is the good news, I don't know if it's the good news, but that means more decentralization, more control to the community. We're going to transfer over, and that's going to happen later this year. So it's not something that's going to happen in the next few weeks for sure, but transfer over all of the tokens that the foundation owns right now, which is about 40% of the supply. So that's budget in some way for the DAO to operate and build more things. So this is obviously I'm again incredibly grateful for all of you guys' contributions and work over the months. I know that the DAO still has a bit of funding, and I will still be showing up on every call like this. And do anything that I can to help. We have a couple bounties. Somebody was asking for this earlier, and so I'm going to check. Talking about a couple $100 left and right. So happy to contribute these things as well, and keep the lights on as much as possible. We're going to have a Farcon Rome is starting to use Unlock, so there's going to be more of these things. And hopefully, we'll find more revenue streams over the next few months. The interesting thing that I was discussing with somebody the other day is the token being much cheaper now means that if somebody wants to take over, it's much cheaper to do that than it has ever been. And so, if somebody wants to be part of this and kind of push this further, they can do it. And it's cheaper than it's ever been, which is kind of interesting. So that's where I am. Obviously, this is a rough moment, and I was agonizing over telling you all this. To be clear, didn't show up on Discord over the last few days because I knew this was going to happen today. My heartbeat is pretty higher than it should be right now, but that's where we are.
Thanks, Julian. I know it's always challenging to deliver news that nobody wants to hear, but this is the reality that we all face. We live in this ecosystem. We all understand how this works. This was never going to be the easy path. It was always going to be the hard path, but that's the right path, and that's why we're all here. So regardless of what the circumstances, we all just keep moving forward and keep pushing for, the dream that has tied us all together over these years. So thank you for all the hard work that you've put in over the years and the commitment to continue supporting Unlock. I know that it takes a lot to make a protocol work, and we have a long ways to go to really, show the world what Unlock can do. But for now, we have to just take the steps that are available to us. We have a great DAO, we have a great leadership team, we have committed contributors. And that's what we need. That's what a DAO needs to move forward. And as Stella said, there are other revenue sources that she's going to continue chasing down as we continue to expand into, new, interesting, developing markets. New possibilities for revenue will pop up. That's what makes a DAO so powerful. Like Julian was saying, it's never been cheaper for somebody to come in to the DAO and have a significant, voice in the community, whether they want to do a full, takeover and bring funding in, bring funding in a different direction, or they just, want to be an active participant in shaping, where it's already going. But that is how DAOs grow. It's a different form, I think, of mergers and acquisitions, right? We don't have that same kind of traditional structure, but because the tokens are available, that is the governance of the protocol right out there for anybody to step into. And we should invite that as a DAO, not necessarily, looking for ways to undermine the direction that the protocol's been going and the DAO's been building, but rather find new participants to come in and bring new ideas, new revenue sources, new use cases. This is what will make 2026 really exciting for us. With that, Will, I think it is your turn. Hey, there he is.
Thank you, Triggs. I appreciate that pitch. Hi, everybody. I'm on camera now. So one, I want to start off by saying that I put my X handle in the chat. So if you're not already following me, please follow me on X. Why this is important, because if you're traveling to Denver for ETH Denver, I am your primary resource for airport transport to your primary accommodations. That's just as a host being in the city that is hosting one of the longest running Ethereum blockchain events. That is, my gift to all of you. I will say 2025 for me reflecting, started off really strong with Unlock DAO and Unlock Protocol. And it continues that way in some form and fashion. But as far as being a community contributor, Stella raised the flag, invited me in. I became a very high level community contributor. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to contribute the way that I want to because, of course, I am also a founder. I have my own emphasis inside of Web3, but also the US time change, of being able to participate the way that I wanted to kind of influence some of that, especially since some of the working group meetings are set up in UTC time zone. It created some conflicts. But good news to report. So via KF Media, managing and facilitating the TreeGen's ambassador program, using Unlock as the event page and minting keys for the locks using Unlock. Since December 8th, we have minted 242 keys on base for this, and as using it as like an interest form. So we're looking at, novel ways to use the protocol, right? And with that, for the TreeGen's ambassador program, they're looking to solidify 100 ambassadors. Right now, as far as using the key as a token gate for our Learning Center and Charmverse, getting the conversion rate, it's roughly right around 24% right now. So I don't know if that's in line with what other communities have experienced before, but we're looking to kind of see how we can figure out to ramp up that percentage so that we can get to that 100 level, right? People being able to utilize the key as a token that gates their access to another community or platform, or even protocol for that matter, to where they can gain access to very selective information. So I did want to do that. So if nothing else, and we use Unlock in other fashions besides just this program, but this has been one of our success stories that we started on December 8th of 2025 that we're carrying over into 2026. So we look forward to using the Unlock protocol and the Unlock app in new and novel ways that maybe even Julian had never thought about using it for. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with the community. And once things happen after ETH Denver that make a pathway for me to participate the way I want to in the working group for the marketing and communications team, I will be rejoining that team as well.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for that update. It's always great to hear how people are using the protocol and pushing it to, new horizons. So thank you, Will, for being a great community leader in that regard and sharing your updates with us regularly. Excited to see you digging into the working groups this year and see what KF Media and Unlock can do together. All right, Stella, I think you're up next with a few more things.
Yeah. So first of all, I wanted to say, Julian, don't feel bad about this. Okay. I know you're feeling pretty sad right now. I'm pretty crushed. But, I think it's also because I think when many of us started in Web3, we had this very different idea on also how DAOs work. We thought like the more people are in our Discords, the stronger will be our DAOs. And I think I can only share this from Alana's side. In the beginning, we had 2,000 people in the Discord, right? It was crazy. People were buying like every single NFT we made. We put one out that was $8,000. Insane, unthinkable today, right? it's because we had a very like hyped and not very grounded concept of all of this. But the longer I built in Alana, the more I understood that it really matters that there are in the end 3 people who stick with you. Not necessarily 3 people only. We have about 50 people in Alana, but it's, that's kind of the core of all of this, because these people, they truly believe in what you're doing there, and they're very value aligned. And that matters much more than 2,000 people in the Discord who regularly say good morning. But we kind of, I think we were like, this was the expectation that was built up towards us, right? And I think, while Unlock is maybe not the most adopted protocol just yet, and I actually just did some research on how well acquainted are people with the word blockchain versus the word Web3. And it turns out that blockchain, over 90% of people know about, right? Or have heard this term, while only less than 20% have ever heard of the term Web3, which is actually not a lot at all, right? So there's still like so much things we have to explain to people, right? And the current noise in the political world on a global scale is not helping us to get that message through, because it means blockchain, decentralization, all of this can interfere with the plans that are currently in motion, right? And they're trying really hard to bring attention away from this. They're trying really hard, or even label it as something that is like purely financial and extractionary, right? So I think it's not really a surprise that some things might not have worked out, and it's probably not our fault at all. And I think the only thing that I see, I personally, and I'm not the founder, but I'm going to say it anyways, the only thing that I see that we have working in our favor is the dedication of the few people who always show up, right? And who bring out this message, and they do it consistently. Even with Alana, and even with not publishing the magazine last year, people see us because we have never vanished on them. We've always been there. We have been answering questions. We have been building together in regular weekly meetings, right? Like this boutique, if for a community to build a virtual space together, that's a vast endeavor, especially when at the beginning only I knew about how to do stuff in Blender and a game engine. Now everyone else knows, right? That's how you build up knowledge as a community and how you rise as a community. I entered Unlock seeing things this way, and that is the one thing that has never changed, even though I have learned many things from everyone in here that I would not have learned anywhere else. So please, Julian, I really would like to give you a hug, even if it's just a virtual one, because we love Unlock Protocol. And, even when we were on the live stream, Ceci and I with Evan, who's been submerging himself into Unlock Protocol, they were like, damn, like, this is crazy. We are now authors of our own memberships. We can create a scholarship program. We can price it in whatever currency we want, right? This is like such a discovery for them, and they're really, like, I want to say, high value influences in our space. So you never know where things lead eventually, because that's just like a TikTok video that goes viral 3 months after it's been posted. You never know when the bomb really, explodes. Of course, the confetti bomb, not the hurtful bomb. So anyways, just wanted to say this quickly. Also, now moving on the agenda after this little emotional outbreak. So I've been thinking about the merch store, right? Because it feels quite hard to handle this as a separate thing. So here's a suggestion that I have. And I want to get like a little bit of a temperature feel on it, but I will also make a little thread on our Discord. Because I've been thinking maybe, again, if everyone agrees, I would take the Unlock merch under the Alana wings, because we're going to make the boutique. The boutique eventually is, it's just a marketplace, essentially. It's built on Unlock Protocol, but it is also an immersive pixel stream space directly on our website. So imagine, you enter the Alana Boutique website, you can immediately click onto this, you can enter the virtual space, walk around, explore products, open widgets, and eventually buy, the unlocked product. We're about, I want to say, for the overall build, we are about 70% done, almost. Maybe 75%, 65% is more realistic with the build, right? I think that's more realistic because we still need to add the widgets, the functionality. So all the game engine blueprint stuff, it's still something that needs to be added. And that's also something that's on me. So I need more time. But the point is that I think if we host the unlock merge under Alana, it's going to be more, it gets more focus, more dedication, than doing it necessarily directly under unlock. But it's just a suggestion. So I will post a thread about this, and then you guys need to tell me what you prefer. Because of course, if someone from the Alana side is managing this, it doesn't matter if it's someone managing it in here or from the Alana side, they would always get a fee, right? Because they're the ones responsible for shipping stuff. They're the ones responsible for responding to customer requirements. They're the ones responsible for hosting the products and all of this stuff, because I want to build this in, obviously also a at least decentralized way. So yeah, it's just something to think about for now. Obviously no decision has been made. Eventually we will bring this up as a vote, but yeah, just think on this. If you have a comment now, please comment. And otherwise I will open the thread. And also, Julian, there is one little bug on the mega checkout URL that the RUMS HQ people made, because they made this like donation kind of thing, and it has, I think, over 10 locks, and so he cannot sort the locks anymore. But I will post this bug on the GitHub. I already opened the window and everything. I will just have to copy the video over. Once that's done, I will just send it to you also in the DMs, because I think that needs some attention, because I have a feeling some of these people might really be opting into this, and it would be great if we have this well sorted, looking nice. Yeah. I will post it on GitHub and then send you a DM. Okay, done. That's all, I think.
Awesome. Thanks, Stella, for that update. And I think the merch store suggestion is very worthwhile to consider. It's a lot of work running a merch store, and if Alana is already going through that work, it definitely makes it accessible for unlock in a way that probably, I don't know, my guess is it's not super accessible for us to do on our own. If somebody wanted to step up and propose an alternative suggestion and they wanted to own it and take the responsibility and all that, then obviously that is what a DAO is for. Make your proposal. But if nobody else has any burning desire to really step into this, I think that the Alana taking over makes a lot of sense, and I will definitely support that myself, but I'm very anxious to hear other people's feedback. So make sure you check the Discord and engage in the thread. When Stella said it first, I thought she said she was going to put a threat on Discord, but she said thread, so that makes more sense. So yeah, check out Stella's thread and share your feedback. Julian, your hand is still up. I don't know. Okay, I thought it was still just up, but I wanted to make sure you didn't have anything else that you wanted to add. But with that, I think that wraps up the agenda. So thank you, everybody. We had kind of a long one, but this was a great call. It was a good way to kick off the new year together as a DAO, and celebrating all the things that we've done and all the things that we will continue to pursue this year. So to a very exciting and successful 2026 for all of us and all of our projects as we build on Unlock and spread the word of digital on-chain memberships.
Yes, awesome. Awesome to see you again, and see you next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.